welcome back to another video here by Inspired Photography and Projects. I am your girl Liana, and in today's video I'm just going to be doing another YouTube thumbnail because I'm here revamping all of my thumbnails for my podcast, which is LittleBox Studios. As you can see here on the screen, is from your host Liana. Boys, welcome to LittleBox Studios. So this is my file where I'm doing all of those revamptions, having all of those those images. So as you can see, this is one of them. As I come down, here is another thumbnail that I did. So here I am on my page 3, and I am just going to be renaming, I should say, one of them. So I'm going to be using an image. I'm going to be using, let's see what picture. I don't want that one. These are the 2 images I used so far. I'm going to go for this one, more of a beachy vibe. I just wanted something in the background to just bring up. So what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to be flipping the image to see which direction I like. Vertical is not really in my field, but the horizontal flipping is going to work. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to adjust my settings based on how I would like my images. I don't want it too washed out, so I'm just going to go -8 or 26. Okay, as you can see here, -26 and 51, you can see how dark it is. I don't want it so fully darkened, but I don't want it too light neither. So I'm just going to keep it there. I'm going to go for saturation. Just bring up my saturation to 19, just to keep it, to brighten that image behind there, even though I'm just going to blur it, not fully, completely. My blur is going to go at, I'm just going to put it at 10. As you can see, just blur it just slightly right here. So I'm going to keep my adjustments there. If I do have to readjust them eventually, I would. So I'm going to go for my elements. Let's see. Here I'm going to be okay. Guys, you see all of these numbers. Go and blow up these numbers, guys. Go and bring these numbers up for me, guys. Aha. Here I'm going to go here. So what I just did, I just went and inserted a element. As you can see here, I'm in the elements tab. I'm here in the elements tab where you can find my shapes, my frames, everything that I need. So what I'm going to be doing, the words that I'm going to be putting in my image, I'm just going to be having a block, like a block behind them. So I'm going to, that's one block, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring in my text. So I'm going to revamping the negatives. So that word is going to be negatives, and then I'm going to have into equals below it. So I'm going to put this as a uppercase, so at least it's going to be bright. I'm going to enlarge this to about 60. I'm going then to, as you can see here, we are going to be putting it basically in line with this here. I'm going to just readjust my items, just go and readjust them, have them centered of each other. I'm going now to change this color, not of the, well, to not change the color of this, I have to change the font. I don't want, as you can see, it's a Open Sans extra bold at the moment. Is at Open Sans extra bold. I don't want that font. I'm going to go for this one at the very top. That's the one I'm going to go for. Should I use that, or should I use one of my all-time favorites? Let me see how this is going to work. Okay, I'm gonna leave it with that. So I'm going to enlarge to make this a bit bigger so that I can see what I'm doing. So now I have to push. I'm going to push my words backward behind the big block. I don't want them in front. Come on. Sometimes I know how it just don't want to work with me, but I don't want right here. So I just push my letters behind so that I can adjust my box to suit. And while I'm here, I'm going to change this more to a pinkish subtle color. Let's see how this is going to work. Position and backward, so it's going to be behind the words. Aha. Now I'm going to just adjust my stuff so I can see it, so at least it just brings it out from among the picture. So what I'm going to do here now, I'm going to select both of them, and I'm going to go to group. So you can see the word group here. I'm going to click on group, and that is going to put both the word and the background, the pink background, as one unit. So at least I'm going to be like able, so that you can see I can be able to move both of them together. I'm just going to undo right here. So the reason why I group them together is because if I wanted to come and duplicate them, it'll be easier to handle them better instead of having them separate. So I'm going to do that, and then this word, instead of negatives here, the word here is going to be cause, not with W, with an E. So now that you can see the word, I'm going to do now is go back here and ungroup both of them. Click all, and I can go and click on it, and I can now make my spacing So I can now go and adjust this. And there are times when you actually look at some words and we actually look at them, they do not look as if they're spelled right. It's such a struggle. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to bring this here. Should I'm going to select these two again, group them back together, just like the process that I did before, and I'm going to press this button right here, and I'm going to duplicate them. So now that I have duplicated it, I am going to place it here in the center of these items. Let's see here, position, middle, but I'm not in the middle, I should say. Let me put it at the bottom right, and then we're just going to bring it back up here, because you see the items are not fully to the edge, so that's why I cannot even put it at right, because it will go straight to the edge there. So I'm going to hold shift and my up arrow, shift and my up arrow, and it's going to move it the same way, so at least I have more control over it then. So I'm going to give my amp sign, not amp, 2, or I should say into. So it will be the word. As you guys can see here, it's just some of my other creations, but that is not the tab I'm supposed to be in. And this should be an A right here. So what I'm going to do here now, I'm going to group them once again, come out, and then I'll be able to adjust them to suit. So I see I've made it there, and now I'll be able to tee this down to about there. So and now I can go back here now and group those two together. So each of these are its own characteristic, and they have their own, the two of them, the background and the word is grouped together in its own pile. So what I can do also is ungroup each. I'm going to ungroup each of them individually, ungroup and ungroup. I can then select all 6 of them together, right? And then I can group them together, and then I'll be able to move all 6 of them to suit, or I should say, I'll be able also to make them bigger and put them just where I would like them. So even if I wanted to say, let's go position, I'm going to go to top right. I'm going to go to my top right, but I don't want it officially like sticking on, so I'm going to go shift 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I know now that these 3 boxes are about 5 spaces down from the top, and also they have that little space from the edge. So that is one piece done. Now I'm going to insert a text box here, right down here on the sand. It's going to be white. Before I'm going to type the words LittleBox Studios. Guys, if you have not went and checked out LittleBox Studios podcast yet, what are you guys waiting for? We are on Instagram and TikTok, and also on YouTube. So I am going to add on the word podcast onto it. Podcast. So now that I have changed my text, I'm going to go and change my font. And what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to try this font here that I used, which is one of the signatured fonts, one of them, and I'm just going to put that right down there. So guys, it's something simple, nothing too complex that some people can't understand. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go full screen so you guys will be able to see a little better. So here is it, guys. Negatives into a cause. This podcast is already up on our YouTube channel and also on Spotify, Google Podcasts, and so much more. Once you go to LittleBox Studios podcast platforms, you'll be able to find all of the other necessary information. When you go to Anchor or Anchor app, so you can find us at anchor.fm/LittleBox Studios. Yes, anchor.fm/LittleBox Studios, and you'll be able to find all of that information there. And or if you go to our YouTube channel, you'll be able to find some of that information there also. So now that I will come out of this, I'm just going to adjust my screen so I can see a little better. So as you can see here, this is actually kind of a blending with the actual sand, but not all that you can't see it, but it's there. So I'm going to cut all of my full screen. So I have my balcony there, why I chose entrepreneurship, negatives into a cause, and I'm just going to put the word negatives here so that I will know what is on that page. Why are you playing the fool? Right here. So that's page 3. When I go all the way down to page 11, you'll be able to see one of our other creations that I did. And this episode is our most recent episode. This episode is already up on our Spotify, Google Podcasts, Anchor. It's up on those, and also it was released on our YouTube channel this evening. So go and listen to it, guys. I want to hear you guys your feedback. So I'm just going to continue filling out these other few pages, but I'm just going to say thank you guys for joining us today in this quick creation. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to follow IPP Barbados on its social media platforms. They are all down in the description. Go and check them out. And don't forget also to like, share, subscribe, and tell a friend about Inspired Photography and Projects, guys. Bye.